Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have two really nifty and kind of big topics going on. Number one is the fact that PlayStation may have just accidentally leaked up a huge game in one of the job listings, which I think I will personally be very excited for if it does happen to come out and is a real thing. Very hyped up for that, very excited for that. But as well, we also have some pretty big news when it comes to the PlayStation in different countries in terms of huge sales, goals, and targets that they just actually went and hit. So very cool stuff, very cool news. So let's go talk about all this good stuff. We'll do the game news first and big, macro numbers right after. And as well, if you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on for our $500 PlayStation, Xbox, or just general cash giveaway. We also have the Twitter and Twitch stream down below. And as well, we also do have the Target links and Amazon links for you guys to go check, see, and pick on up in case you guys would like. So let's dive onto this video, and I would love to hear your thoughts and comments down below. So as you guys may have had a chance to see, we've been seeing a lot of brand new PlayStation job listings coming out. Now, obviously, if you work at certain companies, you're probably known for certain games. Good examples, Bungie, whether it's from Halo back in the day, or Destiny as of now, League of Legends if you're working at Riot, or as well just, various other games. Good examples like Insomniac, or as well, say, Naughty Dog. And that's kind of the case right here, where PlayStation may have just accidentally leaked up a really cool game coming soon, which may be the brand new next Uncharted game. So PlayStation may have just accidentally leaked a new Uncharted PlayStation 5 game. There's been reports and speculation that the Uncharted 5, or whatever the next installment of the next Naughty Dog series ends up being, is in development right now at Sony San Diego. However, over the past year, these long-running rumors have died out, and in some cases were actually replaced with rumblings of a new project, and that project in question was basically maybe canceled. So, fast forward to now, these rumors have been partially revived by none other by PlayStation themselves with another brand new job listing. So, a new PlayStation studio based in San Diego is currently hiring for a game design intern, which this itself is a not noteworthy, but the snippet of the job listing was, and that's why people are kind of clamoring on this a little bit on the internet and just in general. So basically, according to the job listing, which at the moment of publishing remains up and unedited, the team studio is currently working on a Naughty Dog franchise with a Naughty Dog as a co-developer. So that basically means that they have this new studio, and we've been seeing a lot of brand new studios popping up. As you guys maybe mentioned, I mentioned maybe 2 days ago or so, there's a brand new studio that's coming up in Singapore, which is a pure support studio. So basically for a game that's hey, God of War Ragnarok, hey, we want to make sure this game launches this year. For the next 9 months, we still need a cool cinematic, we need a cool cutscene, we need maybe some how-to animations, we need some production teams, we need some video editors, and then they have a team specifically for that, for PlayStation. And then let's say 6 months later, hey, we're doing the same thing for Forspoken. We need play testers, we need animators, we need cutscene developers, we need to have maybe some bug testers, and then the same exact team would be hey, we have 100 people that are just essentially the checkmark list to make sure these games are all going good. So the fact that this brand new studio is also working in tangent with Naughty Dog itself kind of goes to show that this has a big more push for maybe an Uncharted series game, or at least a big AAA game as well. So we are a new PlayStation studio based in San Diego, CA, reads the job listing. Our team seeks to impact Sony Interactive Entertainment positively by inspiring the thoughts and emotions of players worldwide through an amazing gaming experience. Currently, we are co-developing an exciting new project with Naughty Dog in the beloved franchise. So a lot of folks are assuming either a new Uncharted, some Uncharted remakes, or as well maybe a brand new kind of spin-off Uncharted IP with different characters, different story, or anything of this sort. So it's unclear if this new team was within the Sony San Diego structure or just an entirely new studio. That's why I mentioned the Singapore studio. That's a separate one than what this one is, just for clarification. And of course, we'll kind of figure stuff on out as time goes on. And of course, it's also unclear what the team is working on, though there are really only 3 possible candidates. So either The Last of Us, which as you guys probably know, has had motions going on with their Last of Us potential multiplayer game. Jak and Daxter, which is kind of a beloved series, but has been very low-key. I would love to see a return of it, just how we just saw a return of Ratchet and Clank. And also Uncharted, which Uncharted actually has been more in the media attention, especially globally, on how good the Uncharted movie came out. So those 3 options, the first is unlikely because Naughty Dog is unlikely to contract The Last of Us out, which would make sense too because that's their bread and butter, that's their baby game. And of course, they just released The Last of Us remake and they want to make sure the TV show is going good. There's a chance, but kind of doubt it. And then as well, the Jak and Daxter has been dormant, so it wouldn't be that much of a surprise to see, especially because I always say I would love to have a like Sly Cooper remake / new version, but as well, if you want to have proven money, Uncharted probably makes a lot of sense just because it's been a very iconic series, good IP, successful movie, and it would make sense that like if it's still fresh in the media's mind to make another TV show, movie, game, or whatever it may be in the near future. So it's not fully confirmed, but it's going to be one of those big 3 games, or maybe even a new IP, although Sony has been doing too many brand new IPs as of recent. Now, for our secondary story, though, we've actually had a pretty cool thing when it comes to the PlayStation, where the PS5 has actually reached 2 million sales in Japan, which is now tracking only slightly below the PS4. So the PS3 and PS4 had both reached the sales milestone, funny enough, faster, but at least it has been making some good news. So PlayStation 5 has crossed the 2 million sales milestone in Japan. However, it's become the slowest modern Sony console to do so. So it's been a little bit of a, like, it's good, but not good. So according to new sales data from Famitsu, the console has sold 2 million units in Japan as of October 23rd. This is divided into 1.7 million PS5 consoles and basically 300,000 PS5 digital consoles. So this means that the console managed to cross the 2 million threshold in 101 weeks, or just short of the 2-year cycle. Now, if you guys ever want to see the Xbox, though, the Xbox I don't think has even come close to breaching the million mark. So while the PS3, PS4 has done better, the PS5, at least in comparison to the Xbox consoles, has done pretty well. It's not the worst at the end of the day. So for comparison, the PS4 only took 90 weeks to do so, and the PS3 even shorter at 73 weeks. However, PS5's performance is notably given its relatively high price, which was recently raised, and the fact that, like most consumer electronics, has been held back by stock shortages due to the pandemic. And as well as also we've seen Sony focus a lot more in both the UK markets and American markets especially. Those have kind of been, I think, the biggest bread and butter in terms of sales numbers and all of that. So they have hit, like, it's a little bit of a hiccup, but it's understandable based on their decisions, where they're marketing, and everything else. So console scalping also reportedly continues to be a big problem in Japan, with the depreciation of the yen driving the resales of consoles abroad for profit, which we've covered on this channel a lot. Where basically, like, say, in America, if you get a console for $600, it might be worth it to get 100 of them, ship it to, say, China or Japan, where the console may be worth $900, $1,000, because demand is still so high and stock is so low. And then you make a lot of money, like you're doing big batches of sales, which has been a big problem recently just in general. So another factor in the slower sales growth of the console is likely the dominance of the Nintendo Switch as well, which, as I'm sure you guys probably know, the Nintendo Switch is just unkillable, which is insane. The console, which has already been confirmed as the best-selling Nintendo home console of all time, beating Wii's 101 million, is incredibly popular in Japan, still selling over 25 million units as of June this year. It's a very high ratio. Although, once again, can we please just have a Switch Pro? Could someone please just make that happen for the love of God, please? For the love of God, please, please, please. So, yeah, let's see how that kind of goes. But at the end of the day, the numbers aren't really looking too good. They're good, but they're not, like, insane. They're not like, oh my god, this is record-breaking numbers, as a lot of folks are pushing for at the start of the PS5 life cycle. So Sony's change in development focus away from titles aimed at Japanese players and more so towards the Western market, so like us Americans, could also be seen as a factor too, because number one, they want to put their marketing dollars into the PS5, and they'll have all these releases, mainly for PS5, say God of War, Last of Us is very American-based, rather than say Japan. I mean, you can still enjoy the games in Japan, China, etc., but, you know, they're very American-based. They're American studios based on American players, or something like Last of Us is literally based, the game itself is based in America, stuff like that. So that also kind of affects up the culturalism when it comes to Japan. And I mean, people are still buying the consoles. They're still selling like hotcakes, but it kind of goes to show that we've definitely had more of a priority in America than, say, Japan. So that's just a big thing to know. So also for comparison to in other regions, the PS5 managed 2 million sales in the UK in 98 weeks, which is the same amount of time it took the PS3 in that same region as well. And then with the Wii reached 2 million sales in 57, which is still insane. The PS2 in 60 weeks, and the PS4 in 75 weeks in the UK, just for other various numbers to be on the lookout for. So as of right now, the global lifetime for PS5 is hitting around, let's say, 22 million, because there's usually like there's a restock now, like throughout the past 2 weeks. There's probably been at least a few 100,000. We've seen a lot of Target, Amazon, Sony, the Call of Duty bundles, etc. And like I said, you guys can see it was from June 30th. So it's a little bit higher than that, but kind of cool. Cool news for brand new games, kind of sad news for the PS5, kind of slogging along, but at least, you know, there's good sales. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well. well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway, $500 giveaway, Twitter and Twitch stream for the bonus entries, and of course the Target and Amazon links down below. And I appreciate you guys all so much for watching here in the first place.